Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Excel 2016 Foundation. In this session, we will go through the basic Excel, Excel Foundation skills, starting with Excel navigation menu overview and the backstage Excel backstage view. So we will start with Excel screen and Excel navigation ribbons and tabs. Workbook. And what's the difference between workbook and worksheet? Backstage view, and then I will share some productivity tips. Excel screen. Excel screen is just the screen window when you open the Excel workbook. You will find in the top right corner of the screen the quick access bar. Here, this contains the favorite skills command that is handy to use. Then you will have the Excel ribbon, which contains the Excel tabs and which include the grouping of the Excel command into Home tab, Insert tab, uh, Formula tab, and so on. Then you have this little square of the title bar. Title bar, we will see the title bar, which gives the name of the workbook. And the default one, when you open a book, the Excel give the title name book 1, book 2, book 3, and then when you save your workbook, you definitely change the name to a more meaningful workbook name. So we have the file bottom, which is in line with the Excel ribbon, but is not part of the Excel ribbon. And this forms a backstage view or the background view of the Excel workbook. And then we have this where to close the application, collapse the application. We have the name box, which displays the cell's name, the name of the active cells, which is, and then we have the formula bar and the function bar, which displays the formula and the function. And we have the color columns and the row, definitely. In the bottom, we'll have the insert workbook, which is plus sign, and the status bar and the macro recording at the bottom of the screen. And here is, I can see the Excel screen. As we see, you have the tool access. You have the toolbar, which contains these commands. Then you have the Excel ribbon, which contains tabs, list the home tabs, insert tab, draw tab, page layout, formula, date, review, view. And obviously, you can add the developer tab. This is a file bottom, which is a backstage view. And here, where you can close the application. And here, this is the ribbon display option, where you can choose to display the ribbon and commands, or here you can share your workbook. And this is the name box. Name box, as you can see, display the name of the active cell, which is N19. This is the active cell N19. And here is a function bar, which contains the fx. This is for the formula and the function. And here, this is a formula bar. So Excel formula, you can display the formula here, and it is the formula in this box. And one thing to note before you go down, here you have the row, and the default row is in alphabetic order A, B, C. It goes. We have more than 16,000 row, and then you have your column. Column are numeric. Row are numeric, which from 1, and we have more than 1 million row, as we can see. And then you have at bottom you have your worksheet, which is sheet 1, sheet 2, and you can have as many sheets as you can. There is no limit. The collection of the worksheets will obviously give you the workbook. And you can see here, this is a title bar. And the default one is book 1, book 2, book 3. And then you save your workbook, you change this to a more meaningful name. Another thing to notice is the status bar here, which contains some of the commands. And if you want to add more worksheet, you could use this plus, and this is for the macro. And Excel ribbon, contains a ribbon tab, which groups Excel command into the different group, where you have the home tab, the insert tab, page layout tab, formula tab, the data tab, review and view, and then you have the developers tab and the ads in tab. So those are the tabs, and under each tab you will have different Excel command which we use to perform the different Excel tasks. And like we said, we have the file ribbon, which we call it the backstage. Although this is in the same line with ribbon, is not part of the ribbon. We have to understand that this is a backstage view or the background view of Excel, where most of the worksheet and workbook setup take place. And you could choose to use the default Excel setup, no harm about that. But the more you master the navigation and the Excel setup, the more efficient you will be in utilizing the Excel functionalities. And the first and the back view contains this list. We have the info group, new, where you open new workbook. And this is open. This is to open a workbook, which is you can select to open a recent workbook or save workbook. This is where you save your book, and save as is definitely for the saving of the workbook and the options associated with the saving workbook. Print, where you print, this is obvious, most of the people are comfortable using the print options. Share, this is where you share your book. Export, publish, close. Account, this is your account with Microsoft Excel. Feed, options. And so the info contains a protect worksheet. Protect worksheet, you could, if to disable the modification to the workbook either by making the workbook read only or setting a pass words to protect the unauthorized access. So the authentication of the workbook, or you can protect the structure of the work. And we will see this when we come to the demonstration part. The next one is new. Here you could choose to open an existing blank blank workbook, or you could use from a different type of template, academic calendar, accessibility, but back to school and different templates. There are many templates. I will not go through the open those. We will touch base on those when we come to the demonstration session. But for the time being, we will jump to the Excel option, which is contain this group, which is general, formula, data proving, save, ease of access, languages, advanced, custom, quick access, toolbar, accent, cost. And we'll focus on those area. Those are the most important, the general, maybe view, the advanced options, and the customs ribbons. Those are the most one, and you will see when we come to this. In the general, the most important things is here. When creating your workbook, this is where you can set up the font. You can select from different fonts, and also the font size. Choose which font size do you want. And the other one is you can select how many sheets you want Excel to display when you open workbook. So the minimum is to have one worksheet when you open a new workbook, and there is no limit to the maximum. We'll see that when we come. And here you can set up the user. Here the default is HP, which is a computer name, and this is the next one. Always use this value regardless of the sign of the. Okay, whoever sign you can always put an authorization name here. Office background. This is for the look and feel of the background of the workbook, color and theme. Calculation options. This has to do with the formula. You can set up the formula to automatically calculate. When you finish the formula and you press enter, the formula automatically returns the result. Or you can set it manual. So in the manual, when you finish the formula, you press enter, the formula will not update the cell. So it wait until you refresh, then it's update. So and then you could have something between that, automatic, except for data tables, where you have many rows and many activities, you could disable the automatic update of the formula in tables. And enable this one. If you enable this, this has to do with a circular reference error. Sometimes when you are running formulas, you could run in a circular formulas and Excel give you error. So when you select this, you will eliminate the circular error. What that means, when you calculate the formula on a formula, Excel will keep repeating the calculation, and you have to set up the maximum number of the calculation you can set. And I think you have experienced this sometimes in the calculation of the depreciation, or when you are running the weighted average in stock valuation. You could go all of the calculation. You have the result until you run the result on the formula to calculate. You can set up how many times the Excel can run the calculation before it give you. And here it said 100. You can say 10, tens, 15, 20, whatever you like. You could disable it, and then Excel will give you an error. You have to ignore the error or accept the error. Working is formula. This is also we have seen in our worksheet that zero is numeric number from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the column is alphabetic A, B, C, D. And when you select this option, you have the option to have zero will stay numeric, R is for zero, and C is for the column. The column will turn numeric. So row 2, column 2 means RC2, R2, C2, row 2, column 2. And oh, so the question is, why do we have to change the column from alphabetic to numeric? Because sometimes when you are doing some of the developers, when they are doing develop work, they need to run formulas not on alphabetic but on numeric, like the Visual Basic and some of the Excel programming. You may need that if you are a developer. But for the normal user, I think most of the time you will find yourself you don't need to do this. Data. This data option has to do with the pivot table. So if you are running pivot table, you can disable undo in pivot table, or you can verify the Excel data model when creating pivot query table and data connection. Disable undo for large data model, or disable automatic grouping of date times. So you can disable that or enable that. So legacy data wizard. So this is, you can choose to show when you are accessing data from legacy system or from the web or from text or SQL or from XML data. You can choose to show show legacy data import wizard. Proving this is the spelling correction, so ABC. So this has to do with a spelling correction. So you could ignore where in upper cases, ignore where that contain numbers, so or ignore internet and file address, flag repeat. So you don't run the spelling check on those. Save, and the most important here is to set up save the file in this format, Excel output. You can choose the format you want Excel to run the automatic save. You could set up the time you want to save auto recovery information every 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Here, this is very important to have it checked because sometimes you need the automatic save. Keep the last auto recovery version if closed without saving. Auto recovery do not show the backstage when opening or save file. I think the rest is obvious. You could experiment with the rest. We are not going to go into every line details, but we will look at the major. This is the language and the language preferences. The next one is ease of access, and this is one important. We'll spend time on this. This editing option. After pressing enter, move selection. Has to do with the cells cursor. Normally, when we the normal default when we press enter, the cells cursor move down after we press enter. We could choose to change this to make the cells cursor turn right, left, or up. We'll see that when we come to the demonstration. Automatically insert decimal point. You can set up how many decimal point you want to be displayed when you enter a number. So we can have 0, 1, 2, 3. And those. And this is also important. Alert the user when a potentially time-consuming operation occurred. When this number of cells in 1,000, 33,460, you can change the setup to 10,000, 5,000, or you can increase it. And we know egg will have, I don't know how many. So you multiply 1,000 by 16,000. That is the number of cells. So more than 16,000. This is copy and paste. Use pen to select and interact with content by default. Image size and quality. Book on disable editing data. Do not print high quality mode for graphics. So when you select it, you will print high quality mode for graphics. Chart. Show chart element names on hover. Show data point value on hover. So when you are hovering over the cell, you will show this. So, and this is display. Show this number of recent workbook. So when you press open, you will see how many recent book. And this is the quick access. Show you how many file in the quick access recent work. Show this number of unpinned recent folder. Advanced. Show this number of recent books. And this is a custom ribbons. In the custom ribbons, you can see this is commands. You can see here is a list of the command, or popular command, or you can have all the list. And this is your background removal, and this is your tab, home tab, which contain this group, and under each group there are numbers of commands. So from here you can set up, you can add command to any group, or you can remove command from any group, or you can just uncheck the command and it will disappear from the ribbon, or you can have your new group and new tab. That is also possible, because sometimes it happens you are looking for a command and you don't know which group is this command, so you are searching for the command, or you are searching for to perform some task, and then you forget where this command is, and this is your chance to create your own group or to customize your quick access toolbar so that some of the command will be very handy and available. You don't have to wander around to find them. And this is a quick access toolbar. The quick access toolbar you could add to this toolbar or remove, and it will give you. And this is your favorite list. Let's say. The add-on just an add-on. These are sometimes third party or Excel's add-on program. So we know that Microsoft Excel is a default standard for the business intelligence interface. So most of the business intelligence will use native Excel as an interface, like the business planning and consideration of SAP or EBM from SAP or Hyperion, or if you are using IBM Cognos or whatever business intelligence, you will have as an add-on to Excel, and here you could disable the add-on or restore the add-on if it has been knocked out by Excel, and you will see that when we come to the demonstration. And here are the list of sorry. Here is a list of the productivity keys, short keys, Control N, Control S, Control C, Control V, Control X shortcut, Control B, and then you have Control Z, and add that. I will be supplying full list of those short keys on my mailing distribution. So last things before we go to the demonstration, this comfort zone is a new comfort. So never stop learning. And this is one of my favorite quotes from Francisco da Souza, which is relevant to everyone, but here he's talking about his company's employee. Actually, employee also need to make continuous learning a permanent part of their job description. In the perpetual discomfort zone, it's not what you know today that count, it's how you acquire, refine, and apply new knowledge for tomorrow. And this is true for the individual and for the company, for the organization. So innovation is just the new reality of successful organization. If you want to be successful, you have to be an innovative organization. Welcome back. Welcome back. Here we will look at the Excel screen. There you can see this is my quick access. And then we have the file which is in the Backstage View. And we have the list of this is the list of the ribbon, which contains a home tab. This contains a home tab, and this is the most important tab. It contains levers for the copy and paste. We have the font, the alignment group, the number, and then we have the style, and we have the cell formatting, the date insert, and then the editing options. This is at the top here, we have the ribbon display option, auto hide, show tabs, show the tabs, those are the tabs. You could auto hide. Then you here when you do auto hide, you hide the tab. It can here you have the tabs and the command. Or you could go for this show tabs and commands. So this will show the tabs and commands. There tables, so pivot tables or illustration, adds in charts, different group. In drawing tab, the different command of drawing gets layout. Then you have the formula. You have different formula. Look at formulas different times and editing formula. Here we have the data. So those are the ribbon tab. Beside here we can store down or close. Here you can share this document and see who you share with. Sign, turn it into PDF. Excel workbook you share with email and type of sharing. And this is collapse the ribbon. This is collapse the ribbon. This is collapse the ribbon. Here you have the status bar, no display, zooming options. We have different tabs. And this is where we talk about most the backstage view. In the backstage view, we have information, new, open, save, save as, print, share, export, publish, close, and accounts, feedback options. Starting with info, we have protect workbook. This is where you mark book as final. When you set up the bookmark as final, you will disable the editing option to this file, so you will make it read only. Here it will give you, if you set edit anywhere, it will edit anywhere. It will enable you to edit. If you close it, you will not be able to edit this. The file now is read only. So this is marked as final. Mark the file as final. So now we enable the edit. So now it's done. Now you can edit it. That's all. The other one is encrypt with password. So you set up a password. So you set up a password. Then I confirm the password. So each time I open a password required to open this workbook. So the way to open it require a password. Protect the workbook structure. You can set up a password or you can protect. When you protect, so you will edit. the workbook structure or add digital signature. So this is has all to do with security of your workbook or your workbook. We go to the review. You can say unprotect this workbook. You can unprotect. Now you can add it, or you have the option to review, allow editing range. So in this, I will say new. I will say this is. We'll give it any name. Amazing. And I will select the range I want to edit. So if you want to make this range visible, so if you want to set up password, you could do a password. I'm not going to set up a password. Then you do protect sheet. So the worksheet is protected. But if I want to update the price here to 165, I would be able to do that. 190, 275, you would be able to edit. If you want to do sales quantity summation, you will do summation. But if you want to do size items, you will be able to do it. Flexibility, technical issues, manage workbook, take advantage of workbook. The next one is to do with opening a new book. So you can open a blank book or you open a template. Open here, you could see the most recent, and I think you have the maximum up to 50 recent. Well, instead of browsing, browse and go where the file is. Now, instead of doing those clicks, now the file is here. You can select it from here. This is the recent. And more easy from that, you could go to File, and before you open, you could choose from this quick access recent. So one click equal 1 second, saving one click, saving 1 second, and so this is how Microsoft trying to make Excel very efficient. So reducing the number of clicks per task. Save, print. I'm not going to go through print. We all know and have used it comfortably. This is sign. The next one is export. Create PDF. Change file. Or here you can share the file. Exit workbook. It will come through. And then I could easily email this to send. So this is how you share workbook. I think you could share it to different medium. You could put it on a cloud drive, OneDrive, or any drive that you subscribe. Publish. This is publish it into BI. Close. Down to close workbook. Save. Then this is the Excel with no workbook. So the workbook and worksheet are closed. So if you want to open, you can go open, or you could use the quick access to open. Yeah, I've used this new or well, here's the close, and here is a quick access. A new account. It gives you information about your subscription with Microsoft Office. This as a product, and this is the license number, and all those information regarding Office license. Feedback. This is how you interact with Microsoft Excel. And here, this is my favorite. We're going to talk in more detail about the Excel option. Excel option, like we said, the first one is a general. Here you could set up the font. For example, you could change the font. Here we have got it Arial. You could choose any font you want it. I will use this one. The font size, maybe I will make it 12. How many sheets I want Excel to open with 5 sheets. So, so when I open 5, so you will notice those things. Those things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the font now, you can see the font now is this font, and the font size is 12. This is the first one. So here you could use the user. This is the color. Bar here. Now the look and feel of the Excel workbook change to gray, or you could choose another, choose white. I'm going to stick to my favorite color first. Have to press OK for the change to take effect. So we'll go to option again. This time we'll go to the formula. And like we said, this will show the automatic calculation. So the automatic calculation here. I will open. Let's go. The automatic calculation is there. You and protect is equal this one divided by this one. This is automatically enabled. So if you set up the formula, if you set it as manual, let's see what happens. Manual except for data. On here you can enable the iteration. You can set up the enable the iteration. I think you have Select this one. This is where you set the row as numeric and the column is numeric. When you press enter, you can see the column now is numeric. And then you want to see how many columns Excel have. It has 16,384 row. The column obviously is 1,048,576 column. This is control and up arrow. We go to the home page. So option, formula, RC1, formula complete. Use table naming formula. You can use the table naming formula. This is for table, or you can disable it. And this is for the use get pivot data for the pivot table. And here you can set the indicator of error to red instead of the green. And the other one is you can use the selection. We go back to options. We have done is a formula. We go to the data. The options, the data options here, most to do with a pivot table. So you can disable the undo for a large pivot data and disable undo for large data model or proving. This is for the spelling check. And mostly it's select or deselect. I'm not going to pursue that. So the most important in this one is to save the file format, and here you have different format to select from. You can see choose any of this format, and here you can set the time. I will set to 5 minutes, so to save in 5 minutes, I will do OK. Font size. Language. Ease of access. And this is advanced. In the advanced, we say when I press enter, this the cell cursor by default goes down. If you want this cell cursor to go up instead of down, you change this here. So if you change this here, the cursor will go up instead of down. So now when I enter, press enter, the cursor is go up. And here you can set up how many decimals. So if I enter a number, you have 2 decimals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I have 2 decimals. You can set up how many decimals you want to display. Enable fill handle and cell drag and drop. So this is enabled. We'll see what's a fill handle. Fill handle, if you go here. If I do this calculation, the quantity by the price, then I came here. This is a fill handle. Drag and drop, or you could drag and drop. So you could use it drag and drop. Yeah. So those are the options. Now I will delete this one and go and disable the fill handle. So advanced, So disable the field handle. Now when I do this configuration, I came and look for the field handle. The field handle is not there, so I not extend the formula here, or if I hover around to do drag and drop, that will not be possible. So I will go and restore it again. Advanced, enable field handling, allow editing directly in cells, extended range formula, format and formula. This is enable auto completion. So those are the zoom on, roll with the mouse. Okay, so I'm zooming roll with the mouse. You can see. Zoom in or zoom out with the mouse. Advance. I think this is alert the user when a potentially time-consuming operation occurs. So if your number of rows exceeds this amount of rows, then alert the user, and you could set up the number as you change this number from 33,554 to any number you like. And this is where also we have seen the ribbon tab and the commands. So this is the most popular command. You can display the command not in the ribbon. All those commands are not in the ribbon. Or you can display the full list of all the commands. Full list of all the commands. And then you have this is the file tab command. You can see this is the file tab command. The command in the backstage view. You can bring them from the backstage to the front stage, like we have seen command like mark this as final. I could bring it from the backstage and just slot it here in the home in any group I want. Or command to be added to custom group. So I have to create a custom group, a new group, and then you could add it to that custom group. And then I can name this group, then give it any name. So this is mark as final. Like email as PDF. So I could put a tab as well inside this group. And just add, rename the group. Rename the tab. And then press OK. You will see GPT as enable editing. And here I put the GPT tab. So Excel ribbons and tabs can be customized. to have your own tab or add your own group inside the tab. That's all possible. Quick access. This is a quick access. The quick access, which is to remove. I want to remove those, and I want to add. This is what quick access is updated. And the next one is the add-in. Clearly, the add-in is we had this the com add-in. When we go to ads in available, we have Microsoft Power Map for Excel. You could add this. Or you can see the disabled items. Go. If you have a disabled add-in, you will see it here. If you want to restore it, you can restore it. This list below are disabled because they prevent Excel from functioning correctly, or your system administrator has disabled them through group policy. So it's either sometimes the systems can mock out the add-on if it hinders the performance, and it happens sometimes when you are working. But this is in the old good days when Excel is just 33,000. The add-on could crash, but now I think Excel is more powerful. But still, when you are working with mega data, Microsoft Excel, when it's run, it can automatically disable the add-in. Your system will crash, and then you have to restore the add-in and run your reports again. And this is the types of add-in. So Excel add-in. So analysis toolbar and add this, and this. Okay. So, I think we have to download Zim before add it. So that's a long process. With this, we come to the end of our session today. And if you have more questions, you could email us at info@dbtsolutions. This is our email. So send us email or go to our website or go to our website and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and also our blog will be coming soon with more videos and more information. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Bye.